merely want what's mine.
Okay, hey everyone, this is show 2 coming at you. Like I said at the end of the last one, we're going to start by talking about LA Noire and the whole open-ended concept. Going to explore it a little bit, could we take it too far? And then we're doing Uncharted. We're going to talk Uncharted because it's my belief that it's the best game of all time, Uncharted 2, or at least of this generation. And Uncharted 3 has a chance of topping that. I'm going to tell you exactly why. It's not just graphics, it's not just the gameplay, it's little things that Naughty Dog does that I don't think any other developer does. And we're going to tell you about that. Okay everyone, open-endedness and where this industry really is going. Early on, I think we all remember how games used to be. They were essentially the same thing. We had one path. That's it. There was no deviation. Eventually, we got to the point where we'd, take a little bit of a deviation, but the actual path didn't really change much. We made a little choice, cosmetic changes here and there. These days, well, now you've got a path, a branch, right? Then you've got another branch, and another branch, and another branch, and another branch. This causes issues because for the writers, they have to have a little story for each one of these, and it has to have an impact. My question is, how far can we take this? Initially, say we have something like a book. We have, I'm just using Anna Karenina as it's my favorite book, so we're using this as an example. There's no changing what's in here. The author wrote it, we didn't change it, we followed along, which is the way games used to be. But with these options, it's like the author has to continually write new stuff for whatever we do. I'm just wondering how far we can take that. You take Red Dead Redemption, for example, and that's one of those things where we have it's open-ended, but there's not a heck of a lot of choice. You follow a story. Then you have Heavy Rain, which is all about choice, and LA Noire, also about choice. Not as much Grand Theft Auto-ish, but we take these, these cues from the people we're talking to. So it would be like if I'm walking around in Red Dead Redemption and I shoot somebody. Okay, what impact does that have? It has to have some impact. That would be the case for the future, but how far can we take this? If we just have this wide open world and we're just wandering around and doing what we want to do, where's the focus? Where's the direction? How soon would we get bored? That's sort of like a blank slate entirely. I don't find all that enticing. And it gives no room for artists and writers to do what they're supposed to do. We only have so much in our own heads. And I think the biggest change is going to be looking at how well we can adapt, how well they can focus this in without losing the distinctiveness of following a story. So instead of this, we have the branching. But the branching really can cause us to lose focus. I've seen instances of it where I kind of go, all right, but I'm really losing the focus of the story because in truth, we're really still looking at a linear story that has a beginning and an end unless it's an MMO. And if that's the directional heading, sort of like that, things could change drastically. And I'm just wondering how far it goes. I'll be interested to see. My combination of Red Dead Redemption and Heavy Rain, which I wrote about, seems like the greatest idea to me. But it's a challenge for developers. Okay, Uncharted, the new franchise for this generation that in many eyes is the best. And I'm going to explain why I think it's the best. It started, I think, with the first one. It wasn't quite as prominent, but it started, and I noticed something that Naughty Dog was doing that was a little different than everybody else. It was in the faces, it was in the emotions, it was in the voice acting, it was in the pacing. It was just a very solid package. I wasn't thinking that Drake's Fortune was the greatest game of the generation, but it was certainly one of the best of that year. Then we moved on to the second one, which just blew me away, and they took the next step. And it's the package, and it's the little things. Watch the lips, the eyes, the movements of the face when someone's talking. Those little things, they really amp up the immersion factor. We really think we're starting to look more at real people. And it's not just the detail of the faces of the bodies. It's how they move, how they react. I think one of the characters with the most features in their face, not only Nathan Drake, but Chloe had so much character in her face, that made her more memorable. And when we move on to Uncharted 3, you can tell that they're taking this approach of
they understand how important it is, because they always talk about, look at these animations, look at how much more realistic this person is moving. They know very well that that's what keeps us entranced. That's what goes, this game is amazing. Drake looks so real. Everybody looks so real. Everything seems so real. Just look at every little thing we've got, from footage, from everything, and you'll notice very clearly that it doesn't look like any other game. They are doing different things. They're a cut above. And that is rare. I don't think people quite get how rare that is. I mean, developers, they vie with each other. There's competition everywhere. And, you know, they've got great talent all over the world. To have Naughty Dog be such a, it's a significant step to me, I just think it's amazing.
All right, guys, that's it for now. I hope you like what we've done so far. We're going to keep going. If you got any ideas, feel free to tell us. I think next time we're going to go over probably Infamous 2 and maybe talk a bit about how this could be, you know, the year of the RPG, and maybe look at what Square Enix is doing with Final Fantasy Versus 13, Final Fantasy 13-2, things like that. And we'll also, you know, take a look at the big end of the year rush, which guaranteed to happen. In the meantime, stay tuned to our YouTube channel for new stuff there, like video reviews. And once again, thanks to the guys at PlayStation Home, and always make sure to check out the PlayStation blog. There's great stuff there. What are you doing?
I think Infamous 2 is a good idea.
Infamous 2 is a good idea.
It's going to come out around my birthday. That'd be pretty nice.
It's going to be awesome. That game's going to kick. I gotta say.
Yeah. Cannot wait for that.
Alright, so where should I be for this?
Wherever you want, really.
Maybe,
really care.
Maybe like we were here before and we put this thing here, we could just put an Infamous 2 thing over here.
Yeah, we can do that.
You like doing this?
I do. It's fun. Following around. It's cool.
Alright.
I mean, I might just use what we just did for the conclusion, talking about Infamous 2 and whatnot. You could even use this as a conclusion. I don't really care.
But wait a minute.
Just walking around looking at stuff. Hey, look at that. This is a conclusion. I don't really care.